My husband, who once put me in the hospital after I joked about leaving, found the filed divorce papers I've been hiding from him. The front door opened at 10 p.m. and my husband Griffin walked in holding a red gasoline can in one hand and a stack of papers in the other. Found these in your dresser, he said, smiling, holding the divorce and custody papers. The ones I'd been hiding and planning to serve him with after me and the kid ran away tonight. Griffin, I can explain. No, cut me off and set the gasoline can by the door. Nobody leaves tonight. The box of matches rattled in his pocket. Then he locked the deadbolt. I gulped. Was he about to burn the house down with us in it? Sit down, his voice echoed. I did as I was told. My husband Griffin had been two-faced since the day we married. In public, he was the perfect husband and father. Donated to charities, took family photos at Disneyland, but at home, he was a violent monster and a dictator. Our son Christoph was 11 when he talked back to Griffin at dinner. Said he didn't want to finish his vegetables. That's all. Before the words were out of his mouth, Griffin grabbed his neck and slammed his face into the plate so hard I heard something crack. You eat what I give you. Understood? I could see Christoph's blood and tears mixing with the food under him. When he lifted his head, mashed potatoes were up his nose and gravy was running into his eyes. Our daughter Annie was 9 when Griffin made her stand in the corner for getting a C on a 6th grade math test. I tried to walk over to her when he wasn't looking, but he caught me and slapped me so hard I hit the floor. That's for disrespecting my authority. He kicked me in the ribs while Annie watched, too scared to even cry. But our youngest daughter Julie was different. She was 5. Griffin never touched her, never raised his voice at her, called her princess. She was his favorite because she was still small enough to worship him. I never tried to leave before filing the papers. The one time I joked about it at a party hoping someone would see it as a cry for help, Griffin broke my jaw the next morning. He had the money, the lawyers, the family connections. I had nothing. So I filed the papers in secret with a lawyer from a completely different city. I knew what could happen if he found them, how he'd probably kill us. So I hid them in a tampon box in my closet. I thought it would be the one place he'd never look, but now he was holding them. He pulled a chair across from me and sat down, stared at me without blinking. You think you can take my children from me? His voice was quiet. That was even worse than yelling. Griffin, please. The kids are sleeping. My voice cracked. Oh, he smiled at me. I'll make sure they're sleeping all right. Then he stood up and looked towards the stairs. I'm going to have a conversation with them. They're old enough to learn what happens when mommy tries to tear this family apart. He took one step towards the stars. I grabbed his arm. They didn't know about the papers, I pleaded. This was all me. Take it out on me instead. He paused, looked at my hand, then at my face. That's not the point. He shoved me backward and kicked my left ankle hard. The ankle he broke 2 months ago that still hadn't healed. I heard it crack. Then I felt it. I hit the floor screaming instantly. Griffin started climbing the stairs. I didn't know what to do, but I just started crawling behind him out of instinct. I heard Christoph's door slam open seconds later. Dad, what's going on? Crack, the sound of a hand hitting something. Did I say you could speak? I pulled myself up the stairs one step at a time. By the time I reached the top, I heard Annie scream. Then something crashed against the wall. You packed a bag? You think you're going somewhere? I could see Annie in her room, crying, holding her arm. I didn't hear or see Christoph at all. Was he even alive? Then Griffin turned around and looked down the hall toward Julie's door. My blood froze. Please. I was on my knees. She's 5. She doesn't know anything. Griffin didn't even look at me. He walked to her room and opened the door. It was dark. My jaw dropped. Julie's nightlight was off. She never turned her nightlight off. Why had she turned it off? Julie? Griffin called out. Princess? It's Daddy. No answer. He stepped inside. Don't be scared, baby. Come out. He walked toward Julie's bed. I saw the small lump shaped like Julie, trembling under the covers. She was hiding from him. Princess, Griffin said again. I said come out. His voice had a violent edge to it. He reached down and ripped the covers off Julie. That's when Julie's hands instantly shot up. She was gripping a kitchen knife with both hands, the big one I couldn't find last week. She drove it into Griffin's thigh before he could blink. He screamed instantly, stumbled backward, grabbed his leg. Blood started pouring through his fingers. He crashed into her dresser and fell to the floor. Julie was standing on the bed, knife in her hands, blood on her small fingers, tears streaming down her face, whole body shaking. You don't get to hurt us anymore, Griffin was screaming. I'll kill you! That's when Christoph's bedroom door opened. His entire face was bleeding. He stepped into Julie's room, stood between Julie and Griffin. I heard Annie's voice from her room. 911. Griffin was arrested minutes later, still writhing on the floor.